knowing that this was the last year in Texas and how familiar Texas has been to kind of finish out our season. There was some finality in the idea that, like, hey, this is the last year it's going to be in Texas, and going in with the #1 seed was new for us this season. In the past few years, we were able to get in with a top 4 seed, but having that 1 seed, I think it was probably even more valuable this year than in years past. A lot of really good teams, a lot of depth in that national tournament field. So for us, having the privilege and the opportunity to have that 1 seed definitely was a benefit.
And all the years past, we just talked about how important it is to be that 1 seed, being able to go in the tournament and being able to earn that and be deserving of that. And I think that's exactly what we were. Each game we got better and better, and we grew as a unit. And being able to do that leading into the national tournament was a great way to be going in, just knowing that we were getting better and better as each game went on.
I think having that extra day of prep was definitely useful for us. Every day that you can get your stick in your hand is a valuable one, especially leading up to a tournament. If nothing else, that gave us a chance to just kind of let loose, dial in, be ready for the business we were there to attend to. So.
Opportunity. We ask this all in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen. All right, guys, let's load them up.
Every time I step on the field, what am I willing to give? What am I willing to sacrifice to win this game? Right? Every play, it's 0-0. I want the ball more than the next guy. Right? It's the body shot. That's how the teeth come out. Oh, body shot. Hey, we will lights out on them when we cross them across the face and they're down for the count.
LU wants to, 1-2, LU!
Being the #1 team and being able to face the 16-seeded team in Minnesota, obviously on paper, it is a bit of an advantage, but we know at this time of year, when you're playing for your season, I don't care what conference you come from or who you are, if you make that tournament, you're there for a reason, and we knew that Minnesota was good enough to beat us if we didn't come prepared and we're not dedicated to continuing to play the type of lacrosse that obviously got us to Texas. Credit to Minnesota, step for step, that first quarter really tested us.
We got that first quarter of the national tournament out of the way, and we're like, all right, we're here, let's just do our thing. That's what we do, what we've been doing all year, and that's what's going to set us up for success.
I had a healthy amount of respect for what Arizona State was able to accomplish this year. They returned a lot of players from last year that took us to the wire in the quarterfinal round.
We just had to play Liberty Lacrosse. That was probably our best game we played in Texas as a full team was Arizona State. We played our style of lacrosse, and we got to get in our bench, our backups, like we got to support each other and have fun out there together.
We were just doing everything we needed to do right and doing it so well that I think we literally just were firing on all cylinders. Everybody was doing their job and we were able to just pull away.
Our depth really carried us through that game. Obviously getting to the point where we can run 3 midfield lines deep, getting Will Geary back and being able to see him have a little bit of a breakout game was huge for us. So once we were able to get that game under our belt, it felt like we could really be firing on all cylinders, and I think that set the tone for the rest of the week.
I think overall that was one of our best games, even of the tournament or even of the year. It was very complete.
We've gotten to the semifinals 2 years in a row, and our entire year was built and based and predicated on getting us back to that point and having success once we got there. So the way we practiced, the way we built our team, our ability to use our depth and to go a lot deeper into our bench so that when we got to that game, we felt like we could play 5, 6 more games, and I do really feel that way. I feel like at the end of the year, obviously that's a lot of lacrosse to play in a short amount of time, but we probably still had 2 or 3 games left in us.
Yeah, our mindset was so key going into that game because we knew we were the better team, but we couldn't let the fact that we were playing BYU get into our heads.
at that point in the season, I think we learned enough to know that it wasn't necessarily about the opponent, although BYU is a nice rivalry that we've developed over years, and certainly had some retribution we wanted to seek, but it was really more about us than it was about them. And I think the more that we focused on that, that was our strength. That was even part of the message that players brought up to each other. That was a vote of confidence for us, knowing as coaches that our players are focused in the right way. They're ready to go out there and take what they believe is theirs and reach a level we hadn't reached before. So
we were missing some components that were needed the last few years in those games. We never got a chance to redeem ourselves from that, and then being able to take again BYU, who knocked us out in that round last year and won the national championship, getting to play them on that big stage again in the same game that they knocked us out. Like, it was like, okay, like let's right a wrong that happened to us the year before. We know what it's like to lose these guys on this field in this game. Let's not have to feel that again.
Hey guys, we're here. We finally made it, and we're about to go to war. I refuse to walk off this field as a loser today. Refuse to lose your battles. Refuse to lose the ground ball, and refuse to lose to the guy next to you. How you want to? Want to?
Before the game, it was all preached that it was just another game and we got to play our game. Just another team. It's not BYU. Don't play with emotions and just play our game.
I think winning a game like BYU, you're going to have a strong defensive performance. There's a lot of focus on our offense, and rightfully so. Our offense is one of the best in the country, and I think proved itself, obviously, by breaking some records. But knowing that game was going to be tight, we would need to steal any points that we could get. They were going to be prepared, they were going to be disciplined, but we needed to be equally as so. And on the defensive end, that meant giving them shots that we wanted them to take. That meant executing on a game plan and really getting some great goaltending play was the big difference.
Our defensive mentality was, if we do our job, we're the best defense in the tournament and the best defense in the country. We had to be able to trust each other, not trying to do other people's jobs, but we focus on our own jobs, give Ian good shots. We knew Ian would save the ball if we gave him a good shot, and we had to slow down their offense.
I think we lost two pretty significant guys on defense in the D-midi position with Jason and Peyton. It was heartbreaking. It gave another reason to hit that next level and to keep playing and play extra hard. And I think like the four D-midis that we had with Ty, Kaysen, Parker, and Caden, like they all came in and they did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just kept getting better, and I think we peaked at the right time.
Yeah, I think confidence is probably the most important thing at the end of the season. You can be banged up and you can have a short bench and you can overcome a lot, but if you've got confidence, you can do a lot with that. And I thought the way we started the tournament gave us a ton of confidence moving forward.
There were so many people that came before us and had to go through so much stuff and make so many sacrifices, and like just to know how much work they put in year out to be able to keep getting us back in that spot, and also to play for all the guys that played before us. I know a big reason why I came to Liberty was from the players that were playing here before me, and all the things that they did to lay down the stepping stones for us to be able to take the path to the national championship was just a special feeling.
If our guys showed anything this entire season, it was just the ability to adapt and respond when some kind of challenge or some obstacle or hurdle came, and that championship game was no different.
That game took a lot of heart, and we stepped up, we made plays behind them, we backed them up. Our offense did their job, defense did our jobs. Transition played a big factor in that game. We got a couple transition goals. So all around, we just played our style of lacrosse, and that ultimately won us the game.
I mean, coaching for 15 years has been a significant investment, and I know the opportunity to not only play for but to win a national championship isn't guaranteed, regardless of how many years you've invested. So I think the feeling that I had initially and has stuck with me has just been gratitude, just getting the chance and being able to call yourself national champion.
It was kind of surreal. At first, didn't fully hit me. It was fun, we celebrated together, but later that night, just sitting there thinking about the game, realizing like that's what we worked for all season, it really hit me like it's great to be a national champion.